Outlander might seem like harm. But you've just had your hair done.
Good for Mr. Weeks. Mr. Weeks and I do make a good team.
It is wonderful to see you back here. Oh, perhaps today you have something you'd like Penny to sell for you? Penny wishes you safe and wondrous travels.
Ravenna.
As you look like before.
Never knew butterflies were attracted to treasure. I must have missed that one in pieces.
Ravenna.
Ravenna.
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
Come in. Sorry if there's a smell.
Ravenna.
Move back to your toad hide. Now, what sorts of beast byproducts might you be looking to acquire? I'll not mind seeing you here again. Consider yourself welcome.
Deek thinks you've made marvelous improvements here. Deek thinks you should be proud of all the potions you've brewed.
Everything's all right now. Settle yourself. I mean you no harm. I'll look after you. Professor Howin will never believe this.
Come in. Sorry if there's a smell. New batch of toad-hide. I'll not mind seeing you here again. Consider yourself welcome.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented.
The tales of people.
Just let me know if there's something in particular you're looking for. Nothing like finding just the right thing, is there? Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help.
Off on another adventure, are we?
If anyone.
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
My hands are big for that.
There. I'm not going to hurt you.
Levioso.
Settle yourself. I mean you no harm.
shouldn't take one less genius little magic tricks won't distract me! Who do you think you are? How childish! How did you score?
Kind will submit to us.
Revelio.
This place stinks of Ranrok and his cronies. No sign of Lodgok out here. He must be inside already. Look at the size of this.
Something seems wrong.
This place is teeming with Ranrok's loyalists. I have to keep my wits about.
Arrest him.
This card ought to get...
You don't know who you're playing with! Just you wait till I'm on solid ground! You are...
Incendio.
Revelio. Like Gringotts, but I'm in the driver's seat this time.
Something seems wrong.
How deep will this take me?
Ranrok's gonna be pleased with our progress.
Who was on that car?
An intruder here with his car, will ya?
That has to be the end up ahead.
Revelio. Bombarda. Fringo.
I won't rest.
Incendio.
I will make you pay. I'll bury you in the deepest vault.
Revelio. Incendio. Revelio.
You think that's the student who stopped us in Ranrok? You won't be able to stop Ranrok. No! You show no mercy in the cursed mountain.
I don't have time for this.
Revelio. Incendio. Revelio. 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 Accio. Sendo. Alto. Levioso.
Never anything interests me around here.
Revelio.
Where does this one lead? Off the beaten path, I suspect.
Rather unquiet in such arrogance. I won't until you're dead. Is Hogwarts teaching about dueling? No! I won't rest. I will make you pay.
You only have Ranrok to blame. These devices run on steam power.
Incendio.
Revelio. I hope I can get to Ranrok before Lodgok does.
Another drill is complete. The wizarding world will crumble.
I can end this right now. I have to destroy the drill and stop Ranrok's loyalists.
You're like a glum bumblebee. Seen anything here? I won't rest until you're dead. I'll get you. I will make you pay. I won't rest until you're dead. Don't say it now.
Incendio.
I have to find a way to stop that drill.
byproduct. No matter, we will build another.
I found this one lurking outside.
Lord Gok, come to make amends, little brother.
I came to stop this.
What is this you've brought me? It cannot be. All this time, you knew. You knew where it was!
Are you all right?
I will never understand you, Lord Gok. So gullible. That witch did not consider you an equal. She, like all wizard kind, sought only to use you.
You're wrong, Ranrok.
The young ones are especially deceitful. They are taught to hide their disgust for us, as they exploit us.
Astonishing that our ancestors ever trusted each other.
All this time, looking everywhere for the final repository, searching in vain for Bragbor's last journal. Wasted my time, chasing a child. And my little brother knew where it was all along. But now, I don't need you. I don't need any of you!
I was bringing it to you.
You are a traitor to our kind!
No!
Abacadabra!
Poor Lodgok, dead by his brother's hand. No wonder he tried so hard to reason with him. Now to get out of this blasted place. I'll send word to Fig to meet me in the map chamber. He and the Keepers need to know Ranrok has that journal and knows where the final repository is.
What am I doing here? This patrol is worthless.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade. Pardon me, sir, but about those curious Demiguise statues I've seen.
What? Who are you? Why do you ask?
They're quite clever.
Oh, thank you. A lot of craftsmanship and care went into them. I assume.
So you did create them?
Yes, I did. It was a ploy to give that pathetic oaf Moon a taste of the grief he caused me years ago. You are the one who's been pilfering them.
I am, at the request of Mr. Moon. I received your owl. On your stationery.
Ah. Well, fitting Moon would enlist a student. Too cowardly to do it himself. Hasn't changed a bit. Even when we were at school, he was a cowardly bully. Gave me a horrible nickname, which I shan't repeat. I was thrilled when we left school and he seemed gone for good. Then I started seeing him around Hogsmeade. It was too much. Even if I do take satisfaction in that his life's destiny was to be a lowly caretaker.
Mr. Moon does a good deal for the school, and he's taught me a lot. He's terrified of those statues.
I know. You should have seen his face when that boggart appeared. Oh, priceless. That's when I knew what I needed to do. I simply didn't want to encounter him anymore. So, I shrewdly put a boggart in his path to learn his greatest fear. I then created the Demiguise statues to keep him in his place, so to speak. The moons were an inspired play on his name. It worked brilliantly. Until you started clearing them out.
Sounds as if Mr. Moon deserved what he got. But perhaps it's time you both moved on.
Fair point, I suppose. If they've terrified him, as you say, he may have learned his lesson.
Mr. Moon, I've learned who's behind the Demiguise statues. It was a classmate of yours that you bullied, Piers Pemberton.
Oh, I might have known. Pigtails Piers.
I don't think he likes being called that.
Of course he does. Oh, he had such flowing locks, and we used to laugh about them. I laughed the hardest of all. Clever, clever man. I'd no idea he was so devious. I must go and congratulate him. Whatever statues remain seem less terrifying now that I know they were put out by old pigtails. Continue collecting them if you like. As for me, I'm gonna go and pay a visit to my old friend.
Everything's all right now. I'll look after you. Professor Howin will never believe this. There. I'm not going to hurt you. Settle yourself. I mean you no harm. Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
Come in. Sorry if there's a smell. New batch of toad-hide. I'll not mind seeing you here again. Consider yourself welcome.
It is wonderful to see you back here. Penny wishes you safe and wondrous travels. I swear to Merlin, that's...
Oh,
hello again. Couldn't have perfected the broom upgrades without your help. As always, I have a special price for you.
Looks rather dark in there. Never stopped me before.
Sebastian has gone too far. You saw what lies in the catacomb. I cannot stay here.
Wait, Anne, please.
Ominous. Put the whole hamlet and himself in danger on the chance that some old relic could help to heal me. I'm sorry, Ominous. Make sure he's all right, will you?
I'm glad you're here.
I received your owl. Where's Sebastian?
Inside the catacomb. Frankly, I was surprised you weren't with him.
Ominous,
Stop. You did what you had to do, and I agreed. It might well have salvaged my friendship with Sebastian for the moment.
You were right. I do regret casting Imperio. I hope you can forgive me.
Our focus now needs to be Sebastian. He's in trouble. I'm going back into the catacomb to find him. Anne's right. He and the entire hamlet are in danger. The place is crawling with Inferi.
Inferi? What are you talking about?
You'll see. We need to hurry. Sebastian must not be in his right mind.
Last time we were here, this place was crawling with spiders.
We're about to face worse. Let's find Sebastian quickly.
Revelio. Leviosa. Accio. Guardian Leviosa. Revelio.
Where was Sebastian when you and Anne found him?
Just ahead. In the great room.
Ringo.
Leviosa!
Revelio.
There weren't this many Inferi before.
And there's no sign of Sebastian.
Incendio.
Hold on a moment. I was so worried about Sebastian, I didn't even realize. Anne's gone to get Solomon. When she first saw the Inferi, she thought Sebastian was being attacked. But then he showed her the relic and said he'd learned how to use it.
The carvings on the relic were Inferi, and Sebastian somehow created them.
Not exactly. He's controlling them. This is powerful dark magic. Creating Inferi is incredibly difficult, but controlling them... As Anne and I frantically barricaded the Inferi to keep them from escaping, Sebastian kept mumbling about healing Anne. When Anne said she couldn't stay here, I didn't realize what she meant.
Solomon threatened to go to the headmaster if he heard of Sebastian dealing with dark magic.
I need to get to Hogwarts. I must get to Professor Black first. Twist the story a bit, make him think it's a family fight. I'll be back as soon as I can. See if you can talk some sense into Sebastian. Be careful.
How many Inferi are there? Incendio! The Inferi. They're everywhere. Incendio! Defender! Vada! Confringo! Revelio. Sebastian.
Isn't this incredible?
Sebastian!
I told you, the relic is the answer. I've been trying to reverse the dark magic that injured Anne, but this will allow me to control it. Just as I can control the Inferi.
Control? I had to fight Inferi all the way...
What have the two of you done? Accio relic!
Solomon, don't! The relic! You'll pay for this!
Leviosa! The two of you have gone too far! I'm ending this now!
That relic is to save Anne!
Leviosa!
Lumos.
Descendo!
She cannot be healed, Sebastian. You must stop.
I won't let her suffer. Avada Kedavra!
You've made your choice.
Oh, Anne. What have you done? I must get out of here.
I can't let him leave. Sebastian, wait! Stop, Sebastian! Hold on!
What is it?
Why wouldn't you stop? I was calling after you.
Anne won't survive this. She's withering away, inside and out. Solomon's never been there for us, not really. He gave up on Anne. I'll never give up on her. You saw him, didn't you? He was going to ruin her life. He attacked us. I had to use the killing curse. You know I did. If I hadn't known how to cast it...
He did attack us. You had no choice. It was brave, Sebastian. You clearly care more about Anne than your uncle ever did.
I knew you'd understand. I did do the right thing.
You did. I would have done the same, if I knew how.
I could teach you.
No time like the present.
The killing curse won't be easy to master. As with all unforgivables, you have to mean it. Hold your wand steady. Focus. The incantation is Avada Kedavra. Your intention must be clear. I can't stay here. I need to find Ominous.
Sebastian.
Please, I'm not myself right now. Let's meet later, at the Undercroft, all right?
Mysterious and a bit unsettling. What to do? Revelio. Not my fault you're a deadly great spider. Seems a pleasant enough little place. Hello, nice to meet you.
Welcome. I'm Bernard Indiai, and this is my shop. Is there anything I can help you with?
What do you have for sale?
What are we in the market for today? A pleasure doing business. Have I mentioned you're welcome to stop by any time?
I hope Professor Fig got my owl. I need to tell him and the Keepers that Ranrok knows where the last repository is.
According to the owl I received, Ranrok is moving more quickly than we could have anticipated.
This is grave news indeed. We had hoped for more time to discuss the best path forward.
Let us hear what the student has to say.
Professor, you received my owl. Ranrok has the last of Bradbor's journals. He killed Lodgok to get it. He knows where the last repository is.
Godric's heart.
Lodgok and Ranrok were brothers. Lodgok was bringing the journal to me.
Ranrok is a monster. We need to know where the final repository is.
Surely this changes things. Ranrok has Bradbor's journals and knows where the final repository is.
We obliviated Bradbor. He kept journals? Why would he have documented all of this? He didn't know what we were containing.
I'm afraid I can't say. I didn't read the journals.
I fear you are correct. The situation is far from ideal, but we can wait no longer. I will defer to Professor Rackham as to how to proceed.
Based upon the memories they have seen, I believe our young friend is well aware of the grave circumstances in which we find ourselves. The next trial will involve an exceptional level of magical skill and a nuanced ability to interact with beasts. Find a face of stone and tendrils. I should advise you that you must engage with any beast that is part of the trial on your own. Professor Bakar will meet you in his pensive room.
An exceptional level of magical skill? Nuanced ability to interact with beasts? I suppose we should begin our search for a face of stone and tendrils, whatever that may be.
Very well.
Professor Weasley has been keeping an eye on me. Perhaps we should meet there, so she has no reason to raise concerns with Professor Black. I shall see you near the coast.
I wonder who lives here. Revelio.
Off on another adventure.
You're here. I have good news. We do not have any of Ranrok's loyalists to contend with. Of course, the bad news is that it's likely because they no longer need to track the Keepers for information.
Revelio.
This place needs a little pruning. Let's look around.
Bombarda. Incendio.
Is that a... It is. I believe I know what must be done. Do you recognize the head sculpted there?
It looks like a Graphorn.
And the prints carved into the ground lead me to believe that a Graphorn will somehow open the way forward.
That's what Professor Rackham meant when he spoke of my needing an ability to interact with beasts.
It would seem so. I do know that the last of a long dynasty of Graphorns lives nearby. They call him the Lord of the Shore. I suspect you'll need to bring him here. What happens next, I can't say.
If that's what must be done, I'll do it.
Excellent. I know this area well enough. When you see the remains of a large sea creature, you're in the right place. Now, Professor Rackham made it clear that you must engage with any beast that is part of this trial on your own. So I shall wish you good luck and wait for your return in the map chamber.
Revelio. Levioso.
Everything's all right now. Revelio.
Levioso. Accio. Guardian Leviosa. Revelio. Accio.
Revelio.
Accio.
intriguing.
Revelio. Incendio.
I don't waste time seeing if they're dead. Their fate's not on my hands.
Revelio. Revelio. Incendio.
I hope.
What do you have in store for me this time?
Lumos. Levioso. Levioso.
Atrificus totalis!
Revelio.
Shame I didn't have an audience for that one.
Revelio. Bombarda. Revelio. Bombarda. Revelio. Bombarda. Revelio. Bombarda.
Merlin himself would be proud. Here's a pleasant surprise. Lumos. I should investigate. Lumos. Lumos.
Ranrok's vigilance goblins were the winners will be.
Well, I wouldn't give a cap.
I won't.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
I wonder if you'd be able to help me.
I know a Merlin trial when I see one.
Revelio. Reparo.
A castle. Must have been quite stately in its time. This must be the place.
Revelio. Bombarda.
Revelio.
Bombarda. Revelio. Bombarda.
That's that. Settle. Very well. Lord of the Shore, show yourself.
Fringo.
You are a fierce one.
Glacius. Flipendo. Hera. Defender. Fringo. Incendio.
Can't we talk about this?
Flipendo. Incendio. Fringo. Defender. Incendio. Bombarda. Fringo. Defender. Glacius. Flipendo. Accio. Bombarda.
I should think you'd be a bit weaker by now.
Accio. Glacius. Fringo. Bombarda. Incendio. Defender. Fringo. Glacius. Incendio. Bombarda.
I need your help, friend. I'd say we pick up the pace a bit. Poachers. Let's see how the Lord of the Shore feels about his neighborhood being invaded. Faster! It'll take more than this to stop the Lord of the Shore.
Cost us our ransom. We had that Merlin woman till you showed up, little cape flapper.
This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful. We're crossing that bridge whether you like it or not.
Let's get this over with, shall we? I have things to do.
Time for you all to clear out.
Expulso! You've been needing a hippogriff for anyhow. Expulso! Rookwoods don't go down easy.
Professor Rackham was right to have had faith in you. My memories should answer any questions you may have about the power you will need to protect.
Thank you, Professor Bakar. I shall see you back in the map chamber. Revelio.
Hello? Isadora? Isadora? Mr. Morganach,
Son, I'm glad you're here.
Isadora was not at her home.
I know.
Her father... Oh, Percival.
What is it?
It is as though he was stripped not only of his pain, but of all emotion.
Everything is much worse than I feared. Neve was right. Isadora hasn't stopped. I've just learned that she has been wielding that magic on students.
We must gather the others. I need you to return to your common room, all right?
What have you done?
Take a breath.
Students, Isadora.
Everyone feels pain. And why? Because of your arrogance? Your obsession with secrets? He won't suffer any longer. Not my father, not my students, no one.
Isadora, set down your wand.
Professor, you taught me to hone my power, not throw it away.
I did not teach you this. Expelliarmus!
She's alive.
Caverns below Hogwarts where you fought Isadora. Is that the location of the final repository?
It is. You see, we could not destroy the strands of emotion Isadora had stolen from so many. So we did all that we could to keep them safe. We also realized that until they could be destroyed, the magic used to create them was a danger to wizard kind. Hence, we became keepers. Keepers of an unfathomable secret. We knew that someday, one with the ability to see traces of ancient magic might be seduced by its power. We built the trials to lead that person to us, to allow them to prove themselves worthy of the knowledge we'd kept hidden and the responsibility that accompanies it.
Have I not proven myself, Professor? I need to get to that repository before Ranrok does.
You have, and you will. But the repository is protected by powerful ancient magic. To enter, you must craft a special wand from the 4 artifacts you found above our pensives.
So the repository is safe from Ranrok for now.
If he is, as you suspect, capable of using the power of the other repository, I fear he will be able to breach our defenses.
Then I must go now and craft this wand. Perhaps Mr. Ollivander will help me.
Another Ollivander? I'm not surprised. As I am sure he will tell you, this wand may be used for only one purpose. Return with the wand, and we will open the way forward.
I shall send an owl ahead to Ollivander. Whilst you visit him, I'll reach out to Professor Weasley.
Professor Weasley?
Yes. I may have made an error in judgment by not informing her of Ranrock's intentions earlier. I only hope it's not too late. If Ranrock really is going to try to drill below Hogwarts, we'll need all the help we can get.
All right, Professor. I'll see you soon.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
You there, my dear.
Abandoned long ago, no doubt. Howard will never believe this. There. I'm not going to hurt you. I'll look after you.
Deke thinks you've made marvelous improvements here.
Settle yourself. I mean you no harm. Professor Howin will never believe this. Everything's all right now. Hogsmeade, here I come.
Come in. Sorry if there's a smell. New batch of toad-hide. I'll not mind seeing you here again. Consider yourself welcome.
It is wonderful to see you back here. Penny wishes you safe and wondrous travels.
She's devastated. She just buried your uncle alone.
I did it for her.
Sebastian, Anne can't bear the thought of turning you in, but...
What? Turn me in? She saw what happened.
I'll give you some time to think, Sebastian.
Turn me in?
Sebastian.
Did you hear that? You saw what happened. I never wanted to hurt my uncle.
I know.
I can't believe he's gone. How did things go so wrong? I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to... Oh, Anne, I was only trying to help. I can't leave now. Anne needs me more than ever. You understand. You can talk to Ominous. Make him understand. He listens to you. I need to be with Anne.
Don't worry, Sebastian. I shall speak with Ominous.
Thank you. You're a good friend, truly. No matter what happens from here, I'm glad we met.
Poor Sebastian.
Ominous.
What a mess. I can't believe it. After I last saw you, I went straight to Hogwarts. Before I had time to talk to Black, I heard from Anne. I rushed to Feldcroft and found her with Solomon's body. She was beside herself with grief. Part of her wants Sebastian to face the consequences, another part can't bear the thought of it. I don't want to lose Sebastian, but I don't think we have a choice.
We don't have a choice. You're right. You were right the entire time.
I wish I hadn't been. If we do this, we may never see Sebastian again.
I realize that, but it's the right thing to do. He killed his uncle. We've tried to justify his actions every step of the way, but this has gone too far. It has to stop.
Very well. Leave it to me. I'll tell the headmaster. Farewell for now. I shall be in touch. Whatever lies ahead, we must face it together. That I know.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade. Hello, Mr. Ollivander. I wondered if you might be able to help me with something.
Good to see you, my young Ravenclaw friend. Allow me once again to express my family's gratitude. They were pleased to learn that the wand Richard Jackdaw disappeared with those many years ago had been located, even if it was somewhat unusable.
Glad to hear it.
Now, I received an owl from Eleazar, Professor Fig. He was a bit cryptic, said you need to have a special wand crafted, that you'd bring me the materials.
Yes, sir. I have them here.
Oh,
My, how extraordinary. Remarkable design. I will be honest, I have never crafted a wand in this fashion. Repaired broken wands, of course, but this is something else entirely. Keeping me on my toes, aren't you? I think I can work with what you've brought me. Let me see what I can do. It is done. I should warn you, I've never seen a wand like this before. My suspicion, as Professor Fig implied in his letter, is that it serves a unique purpose. I doubt you shall find much use for it otherwise.
I understand. Thank you, sir.
I'm afraid you're on your own. I've ensured that we have a moment to ourselves. Oh, come, come. No need for such theatrics. In light of what Ranrok now knows, you must agree that our interests are aligned.
Our interests will never be aligned.
You would let goblins take what is rightfully ours? The final repository belongs to wizard kind. We would be fools not to work together. What's that you've got there? Might this sudden visit to the Wand Maker have something to do with our mutual pursuit?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That repository is my birthright!
Charles Rookwood wouldn't have wanted you near it.
The arrogance. Should have known better than to try and reason with a child. I've always said, children should be seen and not heard.
A lamb to the slaughter. You can't.
How was that meant to be an attack?
Another beautiful beast caught in my trap. Rookwood.
You will not survive this fight!
You'll pay for your deal.
You die for that.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this.
Try not to make this too easy. Death from above! How delightful.
Levioso!
Made a grave mistake. You're going to regret that.
Might want to look up. Never did care much for vegetables. Flash of inspiration. I'm not done with you. Quite conductive, aren't we?
I know that. You should have joined me.
Well done for a child. Ha! Another pitiful feature.
Not the best.
I'm embarrassed for you. Take her.
Don't go down.
Revelio. I can't believe it. Rookwood's reign is finally over. I'll need to send an owl to Natty right away. For now, though, I need to get back to the map chamber and tell Fig what's happened.
It's been ages since I've found anything worth poaching near Graphorn.
Alohomora. Revelio.
Manners are important.
Victor Rookwood is dead. He confronted me as I left Ollivander's with the Keeper's wand. I had to defend myself.
Godric's heart. Are you all right? I know you're well able to defend yourself. I've seen it often enough. But Rookwood himself...
He destroyed so many lives and wouldn't have stopped. I'm glad I was able to put an end to him.
You're right. He wouldn't have stopped. You did what you had to do. The wizarding community owes you a great debt.
Thank you for saying so, Professor. I'm ready for what's next.
All right, then. The Keepers have been waiting.
You have completed all of our trials, and you have done so under circumstances even I did not foresee. You understand now why all of this was necessary. The portkey, the vault, the locket, the book, the trials, to ensure that one with the ability you and I share would make the same choice that San, Neve, Charles, and I did.
Now that you have witnessed my memory, you understand all that is at stake. Not everyone is what they seem.
As you know, light does not exist without shadow, nor shadow without light. Simply because you can eliminate darkness does not always mean that you should.
Even the most well-meaning and competent amongst us cannot possibly know the consequences of manipulating what should be beyond our reach.
What lies in the repository must never be released. Resist the temptation to destroy or control it. The magic that you have so carefully honed must now be used only to protect the secret we keep. You have the wand. You will know when to wield it. We leave our legacy in your hands.
must be the way to the repository. I should hope that the enchantments protecting the castle would protect against an incursion from below.
I fear they may not. Although, if they don't now, I can assure you they will in the future.
Were you able to reach Professor Weasley?
I was. Hopefully she and the others will arrive soon. They know where to find the door through which we entered. Damn, the goblins.
I wonder if Ranrok is here.
Let's go. If his loyalists are here, he cannot be far behind.
You and I have faced worse, Professor.
Search the area! He must be here somewhere.
We must be getting closer.
Ranrok will be pleased with our progress. Easily diverted.
We need to press on. Ranrok must be here somewhere.
This drill stands between us and him. We need to move it.
I shall handle it. One moment. Let's go.
Professor, that wall, that's the way forward.
Very perceptive. It worked. Let's go. Lumos! Ranrok must be getting closer to finding the repository.
I fear you're right, Professor. There's nothing we can do but keep searching.
Vamos!
Revelio.
Ranrok will be listening. More comments up ahead.
I'm famished.
Mr. Tell us.
One less human. Fools of a feather. There you are. Rather otherwise. Not quite. Do your spells glance off of me?
Places.
I
Confringo. Send it.
Exposo.
Bombarda.
Now. You're weak against Ranrok's army. Can't get you yet. Was that your best?
Bombarda.
These tunnels haven't brought us much luck so far.
Revelio.
We're getting closer, Professor. That way.
The goblins have somehow evaded the castle's defensive charms.
Steer them this way. We shall make quick work of them.
They got this.
We're in the thick of it now.
We'll show these beasts who's in charge. Your timing couldn't be better, Professor Heckert.
Thank you, Professor.
Not quiet enough. Let's get this over.
Defender!
Is that the best you can do? I will make you.
More of Ranrock's damn loyalists!
Fringo! Incendio!
Look out! Another troll. This one's worse than the last two.
Stop him! Confringo! Over here! How did you do that?
Incendio!
We want you to leave some for the rest of us.
We couldn't be happier to see you, Professor Shaw.
Rather unwise coming back this way.
Incendio! Bombarda! Defender! Incendio!
We made it.
I'm relieved we got here before Ranrok.
I can't believe this is it. The repository has been under the castle for hundreds of years.
Think of all the pain that created it. This is what Miriam, George, your friend Lodgok, and countless others died for. Miriam believed this forgotten magic could be used for such good, but she did not know the risks. She did not see what the Keepers have shown you, what Isadora showed you. You are now the Keeper of whatever power it holds. What do you intend to do with it?
I plan to keep the repository as it is.
I'm pleased to hear that. I've been thinking.
What is it, Professor?
I spent all year trying to keep our journey a secret from everyone, including Professor Weasley. But now I wonder if I should have shared it with her, and the others, sooner. Trusted them more. The Keepers wanted this secret to be locked away forever. How long will you keep it?
The Keepers were right. The risk of using this magic is too dangerous. It is my responsibility alone to keep it safe.
I understand, but you are not entirely alone. I will do all I can to help you.
The arrogance of wizard kind. Goblins built this repository. It belongs to us.
Enough, Ranrok. It was never yours.
I've been wanting to play with this.
Miriam's wand.
If she'd simply handed over the container, all of this could have been avoided. Foolish, self-important witch. Seems you were two of a kind. She didn't know when to give up either.
It's feeding off the power from the repository.
Your beautiful magic is no match for mine, child!
Those traces of magic are somehow protecting the dragon. I need to break its connection to those traces of magic. Descendo! That did the trick. Have you now, Ranrok? Confringo! Expelliarmus! Defender! Confringo!
You can't stop me!
Two sources of power.
Don't like that very much, do you? You can't run. There's nowhere to hide now, Ranrok.
You need to contain it!
You are stronger than you know.
Professor.
Miriam. Miriam would have loved you, my young friend. The wizarding world could not be in more capable hands.
Professor Eleazar Fig. I dare say he was a beloved professor to many of you, certainly a long-standing colleague to his peers. A famed adventurer and seeker of knowledge, he built a reputation charging into the unknown, brazenly disregarding both discretion and safety, providing perhaps a rather unfortunate lesson for us all. His devotion to adventure was rivaled only by his dedication to Hogwarts. And of course, to his wife, Midi, whom we lost much too soon as well. Yeah.
Professor Fig represented the best of all of us. He could be deviously clever, possessed a brilliantly inquisitive mind, and was the most loyal of friends. But perhaps it was his remarkable courage, for which we will all be forever indebted to him. If not for Professor Fig, well, I can say with confidence that if not for him, many of us, let alone Hogwarts, would not be here today. Those that knew him best will agree that we must now honor him as only Hogwarts can, by wisely, resourcefully, justly, and bravely facing all that lies ahead.
To Professor Fig!
Never imagined we'd attend a funeral for one of our professors. Glad Weasley spoke for Fig. She honored him. He'll be well remembered. I only wish we could have done the same for Solomon Sallow. I need to go and see Anne soon.
Ominous, there's something I need to tell you. It's to do with Victor Rookwood.
I heard a rumor that he confronted you outside of Ollivander's. Sounds as if you faced quite a fight.
The rumor's true, and I did. but it's not that. Just before Rookwood attacked, he uttered something familiar. The same words Anne heard before she was cursed. Children should be seen and not heard.
Wait, what are you saying?
It wasn't one of Ranrock's loyalists who cursed Anne. It was Victor Rookwood. It was Rookwood all along.
This can't be. The night Anne was cursed, all she saw were goblins.
You see, since Feldcroft was of interest to Ranrock, it became of interest to Rookwood as well. That's why Rookwood was there the night Anne was cursed. He was working with Ranrock. When he saw Anne, well, he didn't want anyone to know that...
So he cursed her. Oh, so cruel. Rookwood got what he deserved. Thank you for telling me. Anne and Sebastian deserve to know, and it should come from me. As we discussed, I spoke with Black. Sebastian's with the headmaster now, but perhaps there's a way to get word to him. When I find out, I'll send an owl.
Revelio.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included. Revelio.
May I remind you that I did not raise you to break school rules and run around the castle after curfew!
Thank you for coming.
Ominous, I received your owl. What's happened with Sebastian?
He's been expelled, and will soon face trial at the Ministry. Although Anne wanted to turn him in, I think now she's torn. I confess I know how she feels. As much as we all wanted Sebastian to face the consequences of his actions. It will never be the same without him. Just standing here in the Undercroft without Sebastian feels wrong.
I never thought things would end this way. I hope we did the right thing.
I hope so too.
Were you able to tell Sebastian about Rookwood cursing Anne?
I was. Black let me talk to Sebastian before he left. At first he wouldn't believe it. Then he realized it all made sense. Unfortunately, his anger only grew towards goblins and dark wizards. Anne was shocked too, but in some sense relieved to know the truth about who was responsible. I think it brought her some peace.
I'm glad to hear it. She deserves peace.
She does. Sebastian was my best friend. I can't imagine Hogwarts or anywhere without him. I know you two had grown close, that you were helping each other with more than just finding a cure for Anne. He never gave specifics, but I know it was important. He means a lot to us both. I hope we get the chance to tell him that one day. I know we had a bit of a rocky start, but you've proven yourself as a friend. I'm glad you came to Hogwarts. Duncan owes his reputation to you.
Revelio. 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 Alohomora. Levioso. Revelio. Levioso. Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
Professor Weasley, you wanted to see me?
I did. We haven't had a chance to speak since I know you were quite close with Professor Fig.
Hogwarts won't be the same without him.
No, it won't. But I can assure you that he would want us to press on, and that he would rest easy knowing that the future of the wizarding world is in hands like yours.
Thank you, Professor.
You've had quite a year, both inside and outside of Hogwarts. I've heard all sorts of rumors. You've ridden a Graphorn, befriended a goblin, rescued hippogriffs, even helped Mr. Ollivander track down a family wand.
How did you...
It's harder to keep secrets around here than one might suspect. No need to discuss it further. What I would like to discuss is your wizard's field guide. May I see it?
Of course. What do you think, Professor?
I think you've been busy this year. I see some progress here, but quite a bit of your field guide has yet to be completed. Fortunately, you do have some time to prepare for your OWLs. I will confess, I had a sense about you from that first moment you came bursting in, late, to the sorting ceremony. I am pleased to see that my instincts were correct. To think you've only been with us a year and you'll already be taking your OWLs, well, it's nothing short of astonishing.
Thank you, Professor, for everything.
You are most welcome. I look forward to seeing what you do during the rest of your time with us.
Revelio.